Hi, welcome to Fiberchats. And you guys probably know this girl because she was already on my channel. We are really good friends. Liz from TreLiz is a Greek yarn dyer. Welcome back to Fiberchats.
Thank you for having me again, Irina. It's very exciting to be here again.
It's always fun, and we've done a collaboration recently. So if you guys don't know Liz's yarn, you should check it out because the colors are just like unsurpassable. So
Thank you.
let's talk about our collaboration for just a second before we move to like why you're really here. I met you at Knit City, Montreal, and I had a shawl that I actually gifted to one of the viewers of my channel, Nicole. And you saw that shawl and you were like, oh my God, like let's put kits together. So pick the yarn for the sample that I made, but like you have other yarns that you can create as kits. So if you guys wanna check it out, like I'll put the Lisa's information in the description of this video and you can check her store, see the yarns, and maybe make my shawl. But
Thank you.
we're here for another reason, and I'm actually super excited about hearing about details of your upcoming trip. So you doing collaboration with a company that I'm actually doing a collaboration with also. So if you guys watch this channel, you know about my upcoming trip to Uzbekistan, and you're going to different but very exotic destinations. So tell me about that trip. When is it happening and where are you taking people?
So the trip is happening early 2026. So from February 26th until March of 8th, and we're going to India. So I'm very, very excited. First of all, I've never been to India, so just discovering and having the opportunity to go somewhere that is a bit further away, than the usual destinations that we go, and also gather up with other people that like textiles and colors, hopefully, and food is just a dream. And when Rowan asked me if I would be interested, I immediately said yes, because
I mean, who
it's
wouldn't, right?
yeah, exactly. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, really? Like, where can I sign up? It was just an immediately I said yes. And it will be mostly over to Delhi and Jaipur, so bigger cities, um, to be also, in safer places with people and being a group who like-minded. I think it's always really great, and I'm very excited. I just can't wait for it.
Well, what connects our destinations, Uzbekistan and India, is the Silk Road and the whole history of the, spices being transported between the places and beautiful silks, fabrics, beautiful colors. I mean, I'm always fascinated with like the entire Silk Road and how people were traveling from place to place and how it influences the food, how it influences like what colors they wear, what costumes they wear. So tell
Yeah,
me what
I
fascination
totally
is India.
well, my fascination about India is, of course, well, my motto is color is power, so of course, color. I love color, and I always like to travel in places where it's different from, wherever I've been, like an opportunity to learn um, um new scenery. Just looking, being there, you just get new things, you see new things. And then, of course, I think it awakens your senses. Like, of course, when you arrive, you see different things, so your eyes, are awakened. You smell new smells, as you said, spices, foods, so you taste them also. So I think for me, traveling is also an experience, and of all the senses. It's just not, learning about something, But for me, it's first to be immersed wherever you are. And only just that, even if you didn't do anything else, I think it's just transformative. Like you can never come back from a travel like that and be the same person. Then, of course, okay, food, guilty as charged. I love trying new foods. As a child, I was very difficult in my eating habits, but I'm way better now, and I love trying new things. I really like spices, and I think it's also a way to get more closer to a different culture and again, yeah, try something like that. Maybe it will be one in a lifetime.
Right. Well, you also like doing yoga, so I bet that was also helping your decision to take the group.
I have to say yes. I don't know if we'll have the time, but maybe if other people would like in the group to do like some yoga session with me or like some meditation. I it is in my thoughts that it is something very important for me because it is the birthplace of yoga and of breath work and a lot of things that now in the Western world we hear more and want to do more. And being in a more original place of a birthplace of that, I think would be very interesting as well. Yeah, definitely for me, it's definitely one plus.
Well, when we talk about raw entry travel, it's never just a travel. It's never just eating food. They pay attention to like hotels where they stay. It's always some interesting boutique style hotels. It's never a main chain. They and the itinerary, I bet, is full to the brim with activities. So tell us a little bit about what people can expect on that trip.
Okay, so I have my notes. I haven't yet memorized my the travel planning, but we will be mostly in Delhi and Jaipur. We will go. We will walk into different bazaars and the food markets, spice markets in Delhi. We will go also, if like from the first day, we will go to the National Handicraft Museum, where just they don't just showcase different crafts from different places of India, but they try to preserve and renovate some of them. So I think that will be very interesting. Next to that, there's a food market called the Dili Hat. And again, there's spices from all over India. So I'm not thinking only of the spices. I'm just thinking also just the colors, of all the spices together. And I really can't wait. And then from the third day on, and for 3 days, we will be to Jaipur. And it's a 6 hours drive. We will have a breaks in between. And then we're going to start our day by when we arrive in Jaipur, we will go to an ancient Indian architectural place, a city that it's called the Vastu Shastra. And it is the only city in the world that symbolizes the 9 divisions of the universe. That's how they call it, through 9 rectangular sectors subdividing it. So I think a visual here would be, it's like arches, like 9 arches going and subdividing it. And the city is very romantic. If you see pictures, there's lots of orange and reds and some green in that. Very warm looking city and architecturally very interesting. And then, of course, we're gonna rest, we're gonna eat. And in the first day in Jaipur, we will practice and we will learn more about the history of an art form that it's called the Rangoli. And that's very interesting because when you see Rangoli, it looks like a mandala. So we are used to see a mandala and that it's round, that it has the same patterns. It's very symmetrical, and it's the practice of either on the floor or like a cloth. You lay out in this geometrical patterns powdered materials. Those can be either spices or dry rice or cords shredded into powder. So each element has a different color. And without powdered elements, you create like a mandala, like a picture. I'm saying it a mandala because I think we're
Right.
more used to the word.
That's
And
fascinating, actually. That sounds really fun.
yes, that's very interesting. And the first time that I learned about mandalas is that usually monks do them, and it's like very precise, and they work on it like maybe for days, and then they just leave it to the elements to take it out, you know. And I always find it very because I think that in this life I've came to learn about patience. So I think that's a very patient task to have detailed and to work to something, but also knowing that it will be over, you know, in a second, like in a minute. When you decide that it's done, you leave it to the elements to be away.
I also find that, like, for me personally, and I say that sometimes on my show, for me personally, when I do something that requires a lot of concentration, right, like Shetland lace, for example, I
Yes.
actually forget about all the worries of the world because you're so concentrated on the task at hand that you
Mhm.
let your mind just go, you know, and it's like when you're doing something super simple, you also multitasking and you're thinking about 10 different things and you're thinking about you need to flower, you know, what are the flowers and pay the bills and what have you, you know. When you do something that requires concentration, it's actually meditative to me. Like I find,
Yes,
yeah,
it is very meditative. I was about to say that I think that when we concentrate to do something and only one thing, it's very meditative, and we are totally in the now, in the present. We're neither in our past or in our future. So I think that's very, very healing in a way.
right.
Yeah.
And what I love about this particular activity, I'm sure not too many people who are going to be on this trip have tried that before, and struggling together through something that's not easy to anyone is like the best feeling ever because this is how camaraderie is born, right? Like when you all in the same
Yes.
advantage.
Definitely. And I also think that in our everyday, we kind of feel that we are alone or that we're struggling alone with something. And then suddenly you have maybe a random chat with someone and you say, oh, I'm not alone. So then it will be definitely something new to most of us, I think. And something. Uh, Challenging, I think, in a good way to get outside of our boxes and of our routines and try something new, but also concentrating on something that we know that it's not gonna last also gives it a freedom. I don't know how to
It's
express
like
it
when you think
otherwise.
about it, like when the kids learn some new skill, right? Like in school, when you give them crayons and you say, just draw me something, they don't
Mhm.
hesitate. They just jump right in. We as adults, we seek perfection. We want it to be how it's supposed to be, right? We want to work by the rules. We want to achieve some results. So the idea that you make something and it's going to be gone, it's actually
Yeah.
very freeing.
Yes. I completely agree with you with this analogy. And also lately, I'm trying to be a bit more free with myself to get back into painting. And most of the time, I don't start because I think a lot. And then I'm just, then I'll just put some music and then I will decide, you know, when I'm starting not to think about anything precise. It is what it's going to be. If it's not good, if I don't like it or whatever, like I need to just get it out, and that's the goal. And I think it's a nice perspective to sometimes not take everything as seriously. It's not life threatening if I don't paint something that I might really enjoy or not.
No, and I love that. And I love the painting behind you. You said that it's your painting. I actually really love that. Um,
Thank you.
the same as my background. We basically matching the background today. And this is my sweater that I just got published in Line magazine, and I named it Never Too Late. And the
It's
reason
really
for that,
pretty.
thank you. The
I
reason for
really like
that
it.
name is that I truly believe that it's never too late to learn something new, or to try something new, or to step outside of your comfort zone, like throw some paint on the wall and see what's going to happen, or make a pattern, and see if it's going to happen. So I love the fact that you're painting now.
Thank you. Yeah, I used to paint a lot when I was younger, and then I had a big blockage. And now I have like an idea of a project, and it has been taking so much space in my head that I'm like, okay, the F word, and like it has to come, and it's like birthing something, this idea has to come into reality. I don't really know, how it will go on in the rest of it, but yeah, I feel more called to do it, so I'm trying to make time for it and not criticize myself. So yeah.
Talking about the trip, like it's the Rowan Tree Travel is a travel company for crafters. So
Yeah.
what other crafting elements are going to be in this tour?
Oh, so there are going to be lots of them, because the next days after this beautiful making of a mandala, we're going to have some other visits to museums. We're going to see, of course, the Taj Mahal also, as sightseeing. We're going to travel to visit also a local family, and they're going to show us and teach us some traditional ways and dishes to make some recipes, some Indian recipes. So I can't wait for that.
That's
And
exciting.
also, we're going to block print to learn how to block print, which is it's quite fascinating. Like, you have the cloth laid down horizontally, like on a table, and then you have blocks of wood usually that are crafted, and there are symbols, different symbols, and then you put the color on top, and then you just do a geometrical repeat or not. So I think that's quite interesting, and it's a different way of other cultures dyeing cloth, like just not an immersion or a tie dyeing, but block printing. So that's very interesting, and I think quite unique. Also, we're also going to visit handmade paper factories, and how they use different first material. Like in India, I've visited Sri Lanka, which is not far away from India, and over there they're using elephant poop to make paper. So that's something very common in those places, and especially near sanctuaries where elephants are preserved and helped to growth and all that. And talking about elephants, we're going to visit elephants, which is very exciting for me. I find them to be gentle giants, Of course,
They are
we
much.
shouldn't cross them. Yeah. But I don't know. I really find them kind, and yeah, I think it would be my version of a teddy bear, like an elephant. It's when I was a kid, I had, instead of having a teddy bear, I had an elephant. So
That's
maybe
so
that's,
funny. Yeah, maybe it was meant to be.
it's my childhood speaking for me. And we're also going to visit a traditional blue pottery workshop, and that is going to be in a city called Sanganer, which is not very further from Jaipur. And also, what I didn't know about, and that I was very happy when I was reading the itinerary the first time, it was that we're going to do a Gotapati workshop. So, what is a Gotapati workshop?
I never heard of that, so tell us.
So, it's an embroidery technique of applique. So, I have embroidered like 2 times in my life. I really like it. I find it really cool. I would like to add more embroidery in my clothes, but when that's gonna happen, I don't know. But that's an embroidery technique of applique. So applique, it means that you already have like a patch or a ribbon, and you put that into your clothing. So I don't have any particular examples, but if you can imagine some traditional Indian clothing, very vibrant colors and all that, but sometimes they might have like a floral adjust not adjustment, like a floral pattern, but not going all the way through, or like a gold ribbon somewhere that has a little picots and all that. So that is made with this technique of applique. So I think it's like stitched in. So I don't know more. I'll have to do that, when I'm back.
What I love
We'll have to
about
talk
all of
about that.
that it's basically like it's great for anybody, but you don't have to have particular set of skills to go on this trip. So you know that
Yes,
you're gonna try some new to use skills,
yes,
and you at the same disadvantage as everybody else. So if you want to go with your husband or a significant other, bring your mom, bring your sister.
yes,
It's all like
exactly.
for non-knitting traveling companions.
Yes, it is very. I think the thing that you need in this to do this trip is to be curious and nothing else, and just try things, either food, either crafts. It has from pottery to textiles, and I really think, like, and also if you like animals, we will visit animals. And I really think that it is a very good trip for friends, for people that they don't specifically knit, but they want to learn more about traditions of India and crafts. And also for people who knit,
Right.
we will be joined in Jaipur by this beautiful and very kind designer, Nidhi. Nidhi Kansal is her family name. And she will be doing, designing something out of my beautiful, I think,
Beautiful.
yarn.
There is no argument about beauty of your yarn.
in my samskara base, which is 60% superfine merino blended with 40% of recycled yak and cashmere.
Oh,
Um,
sounds delicious.
we decided on that base because we can find cashmere and yak in India, and also I named it samskara, which is an Indian name. She's going to be doing a beautiful shawl, and everybody who knits and wants will have a kit. And we will have a knit along through our stops, either before or after our foods, or when we're a bit tired, when we're just relaxing and then changing all the ideas or what we learned. And did you see that? And did you see this? And that happened. Yeah. So there will be something for everybody. It is mostly like a knitting retreat, but it isn't. And I think for me, it makes it more interesting because we're
Sure.
not only one thing. I'm not only a dyer, I'm also a person that likes to do also other things, that wants to learn other things. And people are, my clients aren't only knitters, they're also like a mom, a wife, or a cook, someone who likes to do other things. And I think that's very important, that it's a retreat to broaden your mind, your perspective of the world. And I think that's really great.
Right. No, for sure. And I appreciate that a lot about Raw and Tree Travel as a company, because all the traveling tours they do, they have other elements. It's not just the knitting. It's not just,
Yeah.
exciting. There is food tasting. They like bringing you to the family, so you see how people live actually in their homes. You see how they cook. You participate in that.
Yeah.
You feel like you immerse into this world where you're traveling. It's not just the surface.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree.
Well, that's super exciting. So, how can people find more information about it?
Okay, so through rowandtreetravel.com, that's the website. And you have all the itinerary, the options. You have also guidelines on how to be more in contact if you have specific questions. We did at some point a live call with people that were interested. And some of the questions that came up were like if there's a specific visa, or how safe it's going to be, and things like that. So I think it's better for you to, get the information about the visa, and depending your passport, through depending from where you are. But there aren't any restriction or specific visas for this time frame that we're going to be. And about it doesn't need any specific vaccines to have. Then it will depend each person's, health issues, and maybe you can also ask the advice of your doctor. But otherwise, there's not any specific minimum vaccines that you need to do. And also about safety issues, we're going to be with the guide, an Indian guide that she knows where she's taking us. We're going to be to safe places. We're going to be in a group setting. And that's also like very comforting. Like, for example, for me, I like to travel alone, and I'm not really scared to travel alone. But when we're more away from home, I think it's nice to have each other, and we're here for that. So the guide mainly, and I will be there for anyone's, if there's a question from either where we're going, where we're setting, if there's a problem, we'll be there to manage that as better we can. And then, of course, as every city in the world, we should, keep some personal items, like closer to our body and things like that. But other than that, we're going to be in a safe space.
Right. And I think it's a very good point, because as a woman traveling by yourself, it can be intimidating, especially when you're going to like a faraway country. But so it's a perfect opportunity if you ever dreamed of going to India, and you can't imagine going there by yourself because you don't know what to do, where to go, and it's just overwhelming. This is a perfect opportunity to travel safely with a group, having people with the same interests, and also having this support network that, like, if something goes wrong, there is local people who can help you, the local company that like organizes the whole thing.
Yes, and also the driving from one city to another, having, a driver who knows the roads and all that, that know where we are going. And because, driving always in the other countries can be a bit scary or being more anxious. And I think that's also very important to have, you know, a designated driver, and to take care of that also, so we don't have that on our minds, and you know, not have that stress also.
Right. Well, I'm going to put all the information about how you guys can find more information about it or how you can sign up for this tour. There are a few spots still available, so don't wait too long because you have to get the tickets and all these things. So jump on this tour if you want to go and travel to India. And if I could choose one companion to go anywhere, it would definitely be you because you just know that it's going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, and we're gonna learn a lot. So I
Oh, thank you.
definitely go with you anywhere.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I think traveling in general is what feeds my soul, you know, learning. I'm a very curious person. I want to get to learn things and crafts. Then the bad thing is that I want to do everything, but
Well,
it's
here you're
okay.
gonna be under control because there is an itinerary, so you can't go too crazy.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
And I think it just, yeah, you know, sharing things, sharing from food to ideas to just talking, you know, like us, we're sharing now our time and we're having this conversation. It's just, I think, a great gift that we can have and be, yeah.
I have to tell you, I went last year, I went to a knitting retreat in Italy. And this year I came to Flock Fiber Festival in Seattle, and I met four people from that retreat. And it was like such a like sisterhood reunion. Like, it was like, you know, you really bond. It was like 4 or 5 days, but you really bond because you have so many shared activities and so many shared experiences that it's like this is your newfound family, you know, when you're traveling with somebody.
Yeah, I love that. And I think also when I started being a dyer and going from festival to festival, I was really alone, traveling alone. Okay, I knew maybe one or two person. And now it's very rare that I will have time alone, you know? And it's like I have a family in New York, I have family in Barcelona, I have family in Paris. Well, I do have family in Paris, but whatever.
The
I have
Fiverr
family
family.
in Zurich, you know, like, and it's really like that, and we're very fortunate that having a craft with such a large community um, can provide this that, and I think it's amazing. And yeah, if you have the opportunity and you can come, just come.
Well,
Yeah, just come, just do it.
just do it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing your trip with us, and I hope you guys gonna sign up and go and visit India. Thanks, Liz. Always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you so much for having me, Irina, and it's always nice to chat with you.